Thank you for your interest in serving as a Minnesota State FFA officer. This presentation is designed to answer commonly asked questions and assure all candidates understand the commitment of serving as an officer. We want to provide all applicants with an equal introduction to the selection process and what is expected. Serving as a state officer is a commitment. As an officer, regardless of which position you are elected to, you will be the face of FFA and agricultural education in interactions with all kinds of groups and individuals. The best state officer candidates are excellent team members and have strong personal management skills, which allow them to excel not only in their FFA responsibilities, but at home and in school as well. They are aware they are role models in person and online. Officers are constantly representing FFA, sometimes through information that they develop and sometimes with prepared key messages. They receive lots of training, but should already be ambitious and positive leaders in personal and public settings. You will teach workshops and conferences and deliver meaningful key messages through speeches, greetings, and conversations. You'll help to plan and execute events, and you'll be responsible for helping to build a strong future for FFA through your words and ideas. State officers are more than what they do. We are looking for young men and women with character. Officers with character are better role models, have stronger work ethics, and can be trusted to do the right thing. Because you serve in college, character is essential. Moms, dads, and local FFA advisors are no longer present in your daily life to make sure you get your work done or to remind you to do the right thing. State officers have to stand on their own. Our FFA Code of Conduct applies to service as a state officer, and officers found in violation of the Code of Conduct risk being removed from office. By submitting your application and running for office, you'll find that you understand the expectations and commitments of an officer. The next few slides will outline what those time commitments look like so that you can start to plan. This information will also be listed in the application itself. Your year of service will officially begin immediately after your election at this spring's convention. There will be a brief reception, media interviews, and a quick orientation as soon as the session concludes. But the first official commitment that you will have is our kickoff training on May 1st through 5th in the Twin Cities. There will be a parent reception as part of this event where your families will meet state staff and have a chance to ask any questions that they might still have. Over the next few slides, we encourage you to pause the presentation if you need more time. It's important that officers and their families understand the summer schedule and its commitment. By submitting your application, you are indicating that you are aware of the schedule and that you will work to schedule other commitments, such as vacations, college orientations, or personal appointments around this pre-existing schedule. In June, officers will spend 20 days on the road. In July, they may travel up to 18, depending on out-of-state travel details. And let's take a minute and look at the dates of the state fair. You're not expected to be at the fair every day, and we recognize that some of you will have the start of college classes at this time. But we do ask that you give as many days as possible to work at the fair, and together we'll deliver an excellent experience for members and fairgoers. Officers should plan to be present for a minimum of the 4 days during the FFA weekend of the fair, and you should plan accordingly. While the summer schedule is full, we work with officers to make sure that you have unscheduled time to fulfill personal responsibilities, and will be as flexible as possible to allow you to do that. Your schedule changes greatly in the fall. A large part of this is done to respect the fact that you're serving as an officer with responsibilities as a college student. We'll work with you to build a college schedule that allows you to best manage your time and responsibilities. And we strongly recommend students take no more than 15 credits a semester. School is your top priority. In order to graduate in 4 years, students should take an average of 15 credits a semester, which means you can add more credits at a later semester or apply credits that you've already earned in high school to graduate on time and still be as successful as possible. Officers are best suited for academic and officer success when they respect the time that they're going to need to thrive in each class by reducing the number of credits they enroll in. Some colleges may work to provide academic credit as an officer, but even then, we only recommend that you use those credits to reduce your overall course load to a manageable level. You see, in the fall, many responsibilities become individual tasks. Each officer should expect to travel to 1 to 2 region events, approximately 10 chapter visits, and 2 to 3 professional events in the fall. There will be some professional development or training that we try to schedule on days where the team doesn't have classes. You'll represent the state at the National FFA Convention as an official delegate. And while it may appear that there's a significant time requirement in the fall, it's important to realize that many events are on the weekends, including board meetings and national convention travel, and several of the other events may happen with multiple events in the same day. We will work with you to develop time and personal management strategies and to be as flexible as necessary so that you are able to be successful as both a student and an officer. Winter as a state officer generally involves less travel than the fall. We try to schedule things in a way that reduces winter travel for safety. As winter kicks off the legislative season, there are several visits to the state capitol and key partners, but still significantly less travel than the fall. There will be monthly commitments and meetings, but officers will notice that the winter is a chance to do some personal planning and preparation. One unique opportunity in the winter is the International Leadership Seminar for State Officers. This is not required, but it is an excellent opportunity for all officers to travel internationally for nearly 2 weeks during the winter break. The cost of this trip is the individual officer's responsibility and generally comes in around $5,000, including airfare. It is possible for officers to travel the year after they have served as officers, and we recommend this as an excellent option for students who want to travel but don't want to do it during their state officer year due to schedules, financing, managing commitments, or other factors. In the spring, officers are largely preparing for the state convention and wrapping up the responsibilities of their year of service. They are expected to work independently and will attend several planning meetings to prepare for this 5,000 attendee event. State officers are encouraged to invite parents and other family members to attend the state convention on April 18th through 20th, 2021 in St. Paul. Each month, there are responsibilities that may not have been listed in the previous slides. Opportunities to meet with business and industry leaders, management of FFA's communication, and efforts and requests for officer visits at events or meetings pop up throughout the year. State staff will work to spread opportunities out throughout the team while respecting class commitments of the officer team. FFA officers are supported by a team of full-time FFA and ag education staff. FFA provides financial support to elected students to minimize their expenses as an officer. Support exists in 3 ways. First, officers can be reimbursed for travel and purchases that are required for state office. These reimbursements are the officer's responsibility to manage and must be submitted in a timely manner. Staff will support officers through reminders, but if an officer doesn't turn in their expenses in a timely manner, they may not be eligible to be reimbursed after the period has passed. State staff will also work to minimize the reimbursement needed by officers in general by covering expenses for the students upfront whenever possible. Finally, FFA will provide some modest stipends and items outright to support officers during their year of service. FFA does not reimburse officers for unallowable expenses. These include parking or speeding tickets, insurance, fuel purchases, or unauthorized travel, including travel for region or chapter events that are not state functions or expenses. State staff will explain allowable expenses to officers after they are elected. Now that you understand the expectations of an officer, let's quickly review the selection process. Applications are available online and must be submitted online by March 1st. Candidates must also send a $50 participation fee to the state FFA office. Only candidates advancing to the interview rounds of the selection process will have their participation fee processed. This fee covers just part of the cost for candidates to participate in interviews on site at the state FFA convention. The state office will share information in the coming weeks about any available locations or times for prep days that candidates might choose to participate in. During the month of March, applications will be reviewed and interview finalists will be determined, and those candidates invited to participate in the final rounds of the process will interview on the University of Minnesota Twin Cities campus on April 21st through 22nd, and the officer slate will be announced during the final state convention session on April 24th. During the selection process, nominating committee members are looking for candidates who showcase the qualities that they need to be successful as an officer. During the process, these are the qualities we are looking for in every candidate. Team player, the ability to work as part of a team to achieve results and to interact effectively and positively with all kinds of people. Areas of knowledge, a basic understanding of agriculture, FFA, and agricultural education. Character, rooted habits and values that make an officer positive, trustworthy, compassionate, hardworking, coachable, and mature. Critical thinking, the ability to make important decisions well and based on good information. Communication, skills that make someone an effective listener, speaker, facilitator, and conversationalist. Organization, an overall set of habits that allow an officer to manage their time, their responsibilities, and themselves. Passion for success, the self-confidence, initiative, and commitments that get things done in an excellent way. And influence, the ability to build relationships, represent other people, and build others up. If you think about the talents and responsibilities of a leader, these 8 qualities are what help people to get the job done. The way those qualities show up may look differently from candidate to candidate, and that is a good thing. Throughout the process, committee members are always looking for proof of how a candidate does those 8 things. Every interview question or scenario is designed to help you show the committee who you are in those areas. They're always looking for evidence. That means they want you to share examples that give proof of your past behavior or accomplishments, or they're looking for you to show them the skills you currently possess in scenarios like speeches or conversations. Throughout the process, you will have observed rounds and interactive rounds. In observed rounds, committee members are looking for you to show them your skills. This may include your written application, test, and writing exercise where you'll show communication skills. Your speaking and facilitation rounds where you'll prove what you know and how you can motivate a group with appropriate messages. And in the stakeholder interaction round where you'll have a chance through conversation to show how you build relationships and share FFA's messages confidently and compassionately. In the interactive rounds, you'll have a chance to speak directly to or with the nominating committee members. Each round has a different format, but these are the moments where you will rely on the experiences you've had in the past to share the proof of who you are currently as a leader. Running for state office can be intimidating, but we want you to do well just as much as you do. The process is not designed to trick anyone. We want you to feel positive and confident in who you are and to do your best. Take time to think about experiences you've had where you've led well or where you've learned well. When have you helped the group succeed? When have you been a role model? When have you really felt like FFA was a place for you to belong? No matter who you are or where you come from, the fact that you are willing to serve FFA for a year is enough for the committee to take you seriously. No matter how successful your chapter might be or how many or few CDEs you've won, leadership begins with intention, and great leaders are found from every single background. Regardless of what your FFA story is or where you come from, you will be equally considered by the nominating committee throughout this process. Now what? Take time to imagine how FFA would be uniquely served if you were on the team. If you are willing to spend the next year serving others, we are excited to see your application. If you have questions about the requirements or the process, work with your FFA advisor to reach out to state staff. We are happy to let you know how we can support you this year. Take time to think about how you can prepare for the process. State officer prep days and locations will be made available ASAP. Consider reaching out to past officers, previous candidates, or nominating committee members for practice. Current officers or members of the nominating committee cannot help you, but there are plenty of mentors out there who want to help you grow. And remember, not every mentor is an FFA officer. An English teacher, alumni member, or your parent can help you to build a strong application. Thanks for taking the time to review the expectations and requirements of State FFA Office. You should share this webinar with your parents and your advisor so they understand the time commitment and expectations. If you have any questions, reach out to the State FFA Office. You can begin the application process by finding the State Officer application online at www.mnffa.org. You must submit it online by March 1st. In order to complete your application, you will be asked to certify that you reviewed this presentation in full. To do that for 2020, enter the code word SPARK, all capital letters, in the space provided. Thank you and good luck.